Hey people, it's Steel Gamer here with a Fallout 76 video that's going to show just exactly how badly designed this game is. And this game really has an extremely bad design. Now, even though I've enabled age restriction on this video, there's going to be some idiots who are going to have their kids in the room and, you know, they're not going to get out. So I'm giving you not only an age restriction to log into your account, but also I'm telling you straight up before getting into this video, there's going to be extremely vulgar language in this because of the certain situations involved. It's got to be... I have to address it in this fashion to get my point across. So, that being said, let me get right into the video. Alright, so first things first. While everybody's complaining about the lag, the servers, and everything else, there's a different aspect of this where this game is so badly designed, it's almost right up in the list that I have of bad game design, such as Guild Wars. Guild Wars is the top #1 game that is the worst game design ever. Guild Wars 2 is second, and then Mass Effect is 3. And what I mean by bad game design is that the game makers are so idiotic and absolutely retarded where they don't explain very simple concepts that it becomes absurd in a schoolwork college thesis paper to learn how to play it, which is not what a game is supposed to be doing. But more so, 90% of the gamers I've talked to, and I've talked to a lot of gamers that play this game, and they just have this fucked up mentality in general where they don't understand simple concepts despite them using those same concepts they're arguing about. So let me get right into this. So to cut this short, let me go over and quickly make a character. I'm just going to go right into making a character and finish it. Because there are certain things that the people that I talk to, which is where I'm getting some of my information for this video, that they just are fucking retarded. I'm sorry, but they are. So, let me first explain that there is no possible way to know what the fuck is going on in this vault. So the first thing I'm going to go over is I've had somebody say, listen to the Overseer's message because she tells you what to do, and I'm going to tell you that's complete bullshit because there isn't. So I'm going to let the audio message play, and you can tell me how the fuck somebody got what to do from listening to that message. Now, clearly that person was either trolling or whatever, but I just want to cover all bases here. So, then as I said, I'm going to start bringing this shit up. So, here we go. Okay, so, couple things here. First of all, nowhere does that say anything about what to do, so I don't know where that asshole got that from. And secondly, for as far as anybody knows, that message could have been playing over and over and over again on a loop, and you have no idea when that message was left. I don't give a shit whether she said that was last night. Last night could have been 25 fucking years ago, for as far as you know. So any idiot that says, listen to the Overseer is a moron. Next, we're going to get into the computer. Once again, the computer follows the same exact principle as the audio message you just heard on the speaker. You have no idea what the fuck, when this message was left or how long ago. So let me go to you're invited first because I'm doing this backwards. Countdown to Reclamation Day. Who, when? 10 p.m. to midnight. There is no date on here, and you have no date to when you woke up or when any of these events take place. So anybody trying to say you knew what to do from here is a fucking moron because you have no connection point to this. So, as you can see, I'm just going to read it real quick. The Overseer will give a speech at 10 minutes to midnight and will lead the countdown. Have fun, everybody. 10 minutes to midnight, what date? And on top of that, what date is this? For people to start saying it's today's date makes them fucking idiots because you have nothing to back that up on. I can't say it's not, but at the same time, you're dealing with a post-nuclear event. So as far as you know, these people are already long gone, and there's no confirmation one way or the other. So these messages have no validity if you don't connect if you don't have an actual date in the message as well as what current date it is. Now I'm going to read Happy Reclamation Day because I had another idiot tell me, well, it says it in here. Today is the day, everyone. Reclamation Day. We've been preparing this moment for 25 years. We're ready. You're ready. America is waiting for us, so let's get out there. The Overseer. Again, there is no possible way to know when that message was left, how old it is, or how long ago 25 years is. For as far as you know, this message could have been left 100 years, and they wrote that 25 years from that date. So why would it be on the computer? Because it doesn't, a computer doesn't matter. You don't know how long you've been asleep. You don't, I mean, apparently they said they had a party, but how the fuck you know? You nowhere in this has any information at all connected you to anything about what you have to do. Next, the holotape is a game. It's basically, oh, by the way, just real quick, for those of you that don't know, this is a video game from the 80s called Tapper. That's all this is. This is Tapper. If you want to see, look it up and you'll see what I'm talking about. It's Tapper. All right, so let me continue here. All right. First of all, the main factor here is you're in a vault, and if you're going to be introducing a person to a game, you have to write it so the person who is picking it up, you have to assume that the person picking it up has never played either A, a video game, or B, the Fallout series. And that brings me to the point on these asshole gamers that say, well, it's the Fallout series is this. I don't give a fuck what's in the Fallout series. We're not talking about Fallout 3, Fallout New Vegas, any other Fallout game. We're talking strictly about this one, which means it's not really fucking relevant that whatever is in other Fallout games has to do with this. Just because it has a name on this means nothing. So gamers that try to use, well, didn't you play for previous Fallout games? Or, well, haven't you ever played a game? Can fuck off, because that has no relevance to anything. Okay, I don't give a shit what you played. The second key factor here is nowhere have the game makers whatsoever at any point, and I'm going to keep periodically repeating this and pointing this out, at no point do they ever give you any objectives, and if they do, they don't make the player aware of them. And for those of you that want to say, well, didn't you read, can fuck off, because if you don't get a message on the screen from the developer or the game maker that says where your objectives are and how to know they are, you can fuck off because you have no valid comment. And it's just ridiculous, the fucking stupidity level of idiot gamers. Okay, so I'm going to point out that, yeah, you can activate the washer, but I'm going to use an analogy with this. Activate the dryer, activate the shower, whatever. Okay, so you can walk around and interact with things. People are like, didn't you walk around and interact with things? Yeah, I did, you fucking Momo. All right, so nowhere in here do you have any idea about what the fuck you're even supposed to be doing. There's nothing written, no anything. Oh, didn't you go up to the TV? Yeah, all it does is shut it off. Fuck off. Lamp, use. Now, I'm going to point out that it says the Pip-Boy is unavailable. What does that even fucking mean? The Pip-Boy is unavailable. Anybody who has not played this has no idea what the fuck a Pip-Boy is, first of all. And secondly, you have no idea what the hell it means. You're going to activate this mural, I know that. So, for those, my point, the reason I just walked around and did all that was because people are like, didn't you interact? Didn't you explore? You must not have explored right. Stop fucking talking retarded, okay? It doesn't matter whether you explore or not. The point is that you're not told anything by the game makers with an on-screen message that says what the fuck to do. That is the only point that matters here. So, people are like, well, didn't you, the Pip-Boy is obvious. No, you're saying it's obvious because you already picked it up. This is this point here where there's nothing to even do. What the fuck are you supposed to be doing here? Somebody who doesn't know what the hell's going on is going to sit and walk around in circles and say, oh, this is the end of the game. Now, gamers trying to call that person stupid means you're a fucking moron for not understanding the simple concept is that the game makers did not explain jack shit about what you're supposed to be doing here. To blame a player for being dumb for this particular concept means you are an even bigger idiot than you're calling the person an idiot. You're a fucking moron. People who don't get the certain concepts that it doesn't matter whether you have played Fallout games. It doesn't matter whether you walked around and took it upon yourself. This is about the game makers not putting any information whatsoever to make the player aware of what you have to do. There is a difference. I keep stressing make the player aware, because to make a player aware means a message shows up on the screen in text stating, here is what we want you to do, look here, or do this, read this, press this. On-screen messages are crucial to teaching somebody a learning curve in a game. You asshole gamers that don't have any of this shit somehow think, oh, you want your handheld? Fuck off with the handheld shit. This is about teaching a basic way to get a learning curve in the game, and not because you decided to take it upon yourself and start messing. Didn't you press buttons? No, I didn't, you fucking Momo, because I'm in the middle of the beginning of a game, and why the fuck would I go around pressing buttons when, as far as I know, that could break the fucking tutorial? Case in point, pressing buttons ahead of time and doing shit ahead of time in the game XCOM literally breaks the damn tutorial. If you go ahead and do something because you know how to do it, and then you get to the point when the game tells you to do it, you can't progress. Skyrim's another one where even if you know enough what you have to do at the beginning when you're being taught how to make weapons, if you go ahead and get and for those of you that don't know, you basically have to get these bars, then go make a dagger, go back to the blacksmith guy, he says go sharpen it. But if you skip the step where he says to sharpen it, you go make it and sharpen it at the same time and then go back to him, he'll continue telling you to sharpen it. So you basically break the fucking tutorial. So this is why you don't go ahead and just press buttons on a fucking screen. It's called learning. It's a bad game design when that happens. It's an even worse game design when they don't even fucking tell you anything at all and players start messing around. So all of you players that just take it upon yourself to do something just because, you can have an opinion, but don't try to say somebody's dumb because they don't share your opinion. This is about the game makers telling you what the fuck to do, which they have not. There is nothing that came up on the screen at all that says, from the game makers, that says, here is what you have to do. Point here. Oh, you want your handheld? Yes, that instruction must fucking be there, and you're an idiot if you don't understand why. Trying to take other fucking concepts from Fallout calls Fallout. Fuck off with that. Okay? Now, it took me 10 minutes to fucking locate the Pip-Boy the first time, and if you look at my first video, you'll see why. To all you fucking idiots out there, well, how did you not see it? You see the fucking camera angle I'm at right now? There is no marker anywhere, and even if there was a marker, that's not fucking valid. Unless the game makers told you that's a marker by an on-screen message, you can fuck off with that. So this is the shit stupidity level of fucking gamers. If you are at this angle, you cannot see anything. There isn't even a fucking arrow. I could even give you the excuse of, well, you know, there's an arrow pointing that way, which means fucking nothing either, because it doesn't matter what the fuck is pointing. Did the game makers tell you where this fucking thing is and how to locate it? No, they didn't. So fuck off with, well, it's easy, you're dumb. No, you're a fucking idiot for not understanding that concept. Therefore, the reason it took me, I don't even know if I was supposed to do it. So if I try to fucking open this door, don't forget to pick up your Pip-Boy before leaving, and they don't tell you where the fuck it is. If you are looking at this angle, you are not going to see it. How fucking retarded can you gamers be to not understand that the game maker is retarded for not taking this angle into context? At this point, there should be, pick up a message that pops up on the screen here. Pick up the Pip-Boy that is on the right side of your screen. Now, you can fucking say, look, but the fact of the matter is that message is missing, and that is the reason why I missed it the first time. So calling me fucking dumb because the game makers can't put a simple instruction in there. Oh, you're dumb because you didn't look. No, the game makers are fucking retarded because they didn't take this angle into account, and neither did half of you other fucking gamers. And another thing I want to point out. Somebody's like, oh, didn't you see the marker? What marker? Well, that's flashing on the screen. Nowhere did the game makers tell you that that's a marker. I don't give a fuck if it's flashing on the screen or not. Something flashing on the screen does not mean jack shit without a message to back that up. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. Oh, you're dumb. No, you're a fucking idiot for even trying to argue that point. You're in the beginning of a fucking game. It's inexcusable It's inexcusable for a game maker to not point out very basic things that allow a player a learning curve. So they've catered this all to you fucking douchebags that played these games prior, not taking into account that somebody else may not have played them. Because, oh, you know, curiosity gets the better of people. No, that's your fucking opinion. Doesn't matter. Did the game maker, this is about the game makers not saying, here, this is what a fucking marker icon looks like. Go to these and then say, we use these markers. At least tell the fucking player that. Oh, you want everything told to you? Shut the fuck up and stop trying to take everything in the game to basic concepts at the beginning which allow you to play. The only reason I know where the Pip-Boy is because I accidentally found it. I didn't go to this marker because, to me, that means nothing. Whoa, it's flashing, it's obvious. No, that's your fucking opinion. The game makers didn't tell you this. That's the issue. So, okay. That brings me to the next point. Here's another fucking thing that gets me, that the people are retarded. And I don't give a shit, I don't give a flying fuck whether or not you say, oh, you played all the Fallouts. You see this message on the screen where it says, press B to open your Pip-Boy? That is a message from the game makers giving you a fucking instruction. So, press B, or whatever keybind it is, because I use a Wire 360 on the PC, press B to open the Pip-Boy. Now, what happens now, after I press B, since the game makers told me to open it, another message needs to show up on the screen in the same way that other one just showed up telling me to open it, because the game makers are telling me to open it. So that means after I open it, more instructions like that need to pop up on the screen on why I'm opening it. So I'm going to press B now, and we're going to look at just how clearly explained this game is. See this? This screen means absolutely fucking nothing. I don't give a, well, didn't you press this button? No, you fucking Momo, because nothing told me to press this button. And this is where gamers become really fucking stupid. You fail to understand the simple concept that if the game makers gave you an on-screen message about what to do to open it and what hotkey it does, that means they need to continue giving you information. You need the information for this? Yes, you fucking do, you idiot. Because if you don't understand why connecting point A to point C with a message with a message that is B, then you're a fucking idiot for not understanding this concept. As it stands right now, this screen does absolutely nothing. Up to this point, there has been a learning curve on how to close screens because the computer terminal. Therefore, I know how to close the screen because I've already been given the learning curve from it. So people saying, how do you know enough to close the screen then? It doesn't say what to do. It doesn't need to say on the screen what to do. Watch close. It said B, exit. Therefore, they didn't tell you anything. Therefore, it doesn't fucking matter. So, as it stands now, the player has no fucking idea why you just put the Pip-Boy and why you had it open. Didn't you explore the menus? No, I didn't. Why? Because the game didn't fucking tell you to. So if the game, again, a recap real fast. You get a message telling you to open the Pip-Boy, and then you're not told why or what fucking purpose it has. I'm still going to point out that you still have no fucking objectives because nowhere did the developers or the game makers say, hey, your objective is here. So I don't even know what the fuck I'm supposed to be doing still. Now I can open the door, I guess. Now, see, press that button to switch between first and third person. Again, you have a piece of instruction on this where you're told how to do this. Now, I don't want to say this is a tutorial, but if you're getting messages for one part of this, you need to get messages for all parts of it. Otherwise, don't even fucking put the messages in there. Didn't you open the keybinds? Fuck off. I'm not going to open the keybinds when the game makers are giving me on-screen messages about certain things and never completing them. So, at this point, the player has only been made aware that the Pip-Boy is solely and specifically for doing nothing but getting your character into third person. Other than that, it does absolutely fucking nothing, and it has no use. Because if it does have a use, the game makers should have went over it when they told you to fucking open it, you idiots. Well, you're just dumb. No, you're a fucking idiot for trying to argue that point. Okay, so now, getting aside from all that, now we're going to get into the navigation. You were told this has a birthday party. See this? Shows there's a party. Now, I'm going to point out that I had some fucking idiot literally say, well, look at the way he's pointing. Fuck off. Did the game maker say, hey, follow those? No. Oh, look at this look at this cup. It's pointing down, or the hat. Sorry, it's a hat. Look at it. It's pointing up. That means I look up. You know, or these things mean you don't fucking go over that because they're barred there. People are using the stupidest fucking arguments to try to justify this shitty development. So I'm going to sit at a table. Okay, so if you watch my first video, I have no fucking idea where the hell I'm going, what I'm supposed to be doing, what objectives I have, if any. Well, didn't you read the screen? No, I didn't. Did the fucking game makers tell you to read the screen? No, fuck off. Unless the game makers are giving you messages about what to do, nothing anybody says is fucking valid. This is the beginning of the game. You are supposed to be being told very specific things about how this game functions. So anybody that goes around saying, well, you're stupid for not doing this, no, you're a fucking idiot for not understanding the base concept about when a game maker gives you a fucking piece of information on the screen, they need to follow through with it and connect all the dots together. And the fact that other people have played other Fallout games means fucking jack shit. I don't give a fuck what's in other Fallout games. Just because a game has a name attached to it doesn't mean anything. And about as far as, well, didn't you play these other games? I don't give a fuck about any other game. We're talking about this game. Did the game developers give you an on-screen message on how to fucking open the Pip-Boy? Yeah, they fucking did. Once the screen was open, did you get any other information about it? No, you didn't, so fuck off. Alright, so that's it on that. Okay, so now, okay. Okay, so I want to point out here, this message is like the rest of them. The audio message that was over there when you woke up in the computer terminal. It's Reclamation Day. You have no idea if today itself, when you woke up, is Reclamation Day. It says leave the vault. Everybody else is gone. You have no clue to when those people left. You don't know how long you've been sleeping. There's no dates attached to this. So as far as anybody fucking knows, Reclamation Day happened 50 years ago, and you basically played Rip Van Winkle. So anybody trying to say, well, you should know this Reclamation can fuck off, because there's no connection point. This is so badly fucking programmed, you have no idea what's what. Well, go to that flashing dot. I'm not going to the fucking flashing dot simply because the game makers didn't fucking tell you that's even anything. Look, this is flashing. This is a fucking bulb. I can fucking say, look at this light. Go to the light. Go here. Go here. Well, you don't do that. Then why the fuck would you do the other thing? So the fact of the matter is, there's literally piss poor shit that means absolutely nothing. That's an on-screen game design. I can justify what that is just as much as anybody else. That flashing reticle thing means nothing. Well, didn't you put two and two together with the Pip-Boy? No, I didn't, because nowhere do the game makers tell you what that fucking is. That means jack shit. That doesn't mean anything. That does not... I don't know where the fuck gamers get this shit from. Just because something's flashing means to go to it. No. The game makers need to tell you that has a function. Otherwise, it's background design, like this tree, like this rail, like this bench. If you can do anything with it, it's gonna tell you on screen with some form of fucking message. Otherwise, you don't do anything with it. I don't know where the fuck gamers get this shit from. Just because something's flashing, that means go to it. No, it doesn't mean go to it unless the game makers themselves give you an actual message, text on screen that says, go to this reticle. I mean, it's like fucking stupid. So, again, I just want... I can't get out of my fucking head... Oh, look at the way he's pointing. Did the game makers tell you, follow him? No, they didn't. So shut the fuck up with that. So no, I am not paying attention to that fucking reticle. Do you know why? Because the game makers didn't tell me that I had to pay attention to it. It means nothing. It's about as much of a design as these balloons are. It means go to it. No, it doesn't. Worthy, interact. There's too much in this game Wait, is he still talking? Now, I've had people ask me, stay hydrated. Okay, I'm going to point something out. There are fucking nerds that play this game to the extent where they will actually state, did you not follow these footsteps? Those red mean, why didn't you just follow these footsteps? Are you fucking kidding me? Like, seriously, that is the dumbest, that's one of the fucking dumbest things I've ever heard. Like, nerds that fucking play this game will do every little thing like that, no matter what. Those red footprints, great, and as far as you know, this is some fucking party game, and if nobody's here, great, it's him. Now, I'm going to point out that if this station, okay, if this station actually, or whatever the fuck this is, I'm sorry, I shouldn't call it station, but whatever this is an advertisement, just says stay hydrated. If the game makers put this robot next to that, and this thing has anything to do with anything, that robot, even an audio message, should tell you to do something with that. But it doesn't. It doesn't say anything. So therefore, I've actually had somebody ask me, didn't you pick that up? No, why the fuck would I pick it up? Because there's nothing directing me to pick it up. Well, curiosity. I didn't ask for your opinion. You asked me why I didn't pick it up, and the answer is because there's no way to fucking know you can even do anything. Why didn't you walk up to it? Why didn't this robot fucking tell me anything? What me saying that the robot didn't tell you anything is more of a fucking argument than you saying walk up and do it. Like, seriously, how fucking retarded is this? I know enough to pick it up now because somebody pointed it out. But alright, so hold on one second. That message comes up now, but they couldn't tell me to pick this water up. Drinks prevent dehydration. Open your Pip-Boy and go to, I don't even know what the fuck it is. Your thirst meter drains over time. It becomes red when you were parched. Okay, open up your Pip-Boy. Now, I know how to open the Pip-Boy. If I have that water and they give me messages, at this fucking point, it needs to tell me what the fuck I need to do with further on-screen messages. But the fact of the matter is, this does nothing. To a player that doesn't know what the fuck this is, they have no idea why you're being told to open it. The game developers must give you further information once you open that, especially after already giving you an on-screen message. You can't fucking give half-ass messages, give part of a message, and then expect a fucking player to be psychic. That's fucking bad game design. And for all the fucking assholes that are arguing with me, you're arguing with after-the-fact knowledge. We're talking about right here where you wouldn't have that knowledge. And the other thing people are trying to do is argue the fact because they've played Fallout, that means to do this. No, it doesn't mean to do this. Unless you're told to do this in the game, it doesn't fucking matter what you did in another Fallout game. So, fuck that. So, anyway, hey, welcome to stream, viewers. I'm just making this video because I have had a bunch of people I've talked to argue with me. And so this video actually is age restricted once it gets uploaded. I'm using the stream to actually make this video. And the reason I'm talking the way I am is because it's basically to get the point across that gamers have become so fucking retarded that they don't even understand basic concepts about how something is required to be designed. But this is what my channel does. I argue with fucking idiots all the friggin' time because they don't understand simple concepts. They think because they've already played something that, oh, you must know. No, this has fucking nothing to do with anything. So I don't allow comments from people saying, well, did you play other games? Is this your first game? Didn't you play other Fallout? No, none of that shit's a valid comment because just because a game has a name on it, I think we all know that just because a game has a name on it doesn't mean jack shit. I mean, look at the fiasco that fucking happened with, Sacred. I mean, friggin' the makers of Sacred asked the fucking people who did Sacred 3, what the fuck did you do to our game? You know what I mean? So just because a game has a label on it doesn't mean anything. Now, take into account what just happened here, okay? If you take a look, there was no message stating to go up to this. And this robot doesn't tell you anything about that, which is a fucking bad game design. Because if the makers of the game want you to fucking pick something off of this table, they need to give you a message stating it when you walk by. So the fucking, either that, or, because again, this, I've had somebody say, well, why didn't you pick the shit up off of the table? Only a fucking nerd will look at the footsteps and say, oh, that must mean walk up to this. No, that doesn't mean jack shit. As far as you know, that's a fucking birthday game because you're involved in this. And the other thing for the people that are just joining, there are no dates connected to anything. So saying this is Reclamation Day because everybody left the vault does not mean Reclamation Day is when you woke up, because there's no dates connecting anything, so there's no way to verify one way or the other what the hell anybody's talking about, because you're dealing with a post-apocalyptic setting where you're the only one here, which means everybody's already fucking dead. You don't know how long you've been asleep. 25 years ago could have meant 50 years ago at the time of that message. You don't know. So you can assume that all of the shit is like from the past. You have no idea, because in order for, like I said, basically to sum it up, in order for anybody to say this is Reclamation Day today and everybody just left the vault today, they have to have a date to back that up. There's no dates connected to anything, so it doesn't mean, that means absolutely nothing. So the key factor here is that this first station, or whatever you want to call it, there's nothing here telling you or directing you here, other than curiosity. But that isn't even the fucking point. Curiosity gets overridden with this robot. This robot would be more of a... The argument about this robot telling you to look over there is a more valid argument than somebody saying, did you walk up to it? Because if they're putting a robot next to it, the robot should tell you this. But regardless of that, that would at least allow you to go to the next station. Now, as far as what I said about map markers, there are no markers in this game whatsoever. I don't want to say that there's no markers. The issue here is that when you're in this vault, one of the first things that the game developers or game makers should have told you about was how to navigate through. They didn't tell you, A, if there was even map markers in the game. B, they didn't tell you what they look like, so it doesn't even matter what the icons look like. The only reason people freaking go after this shit is because it's flashing on the screen, or out of curiosity. I'm not talking about that shit. Did the game makers themselves tell you that those are markers? No, they didn't. So anybody saying those are markers is an opinion, because you have nothing at all from the game makers to tell you to back up those comments, and that's the only thing that matters. So knowing this, okay, Stimpaks heal damage over time. Press 2 quick use. Press one of the D-pads in those directions to use. Let's see. Okay, so let's see what he has to say. Alright, so at this point, nobody has any idea what the frickin' Pip-Boy does at all. There's nothing explaining what it does, other than to get you into third person. That's the only thing the game has taught you. Alright, the reason I'm listening to all of these is because people say, well, did you listen to stuff? Items with components can be used for crafting. How? At this point, it should have went over everything about crafting. Now here it goes on to say, wood scraps added where? Added what? What does that even mean? Can you even access those things or not? Telling you it's added does not... Added where? Added to what? Added to the game? I mean, I don't understand what the hell the point of that was. So at this point, there's nothing telling you, as a quick recap, there's nothing telling you the navigation. There's nothing explaining about the map markers. They don't even explain to you what they look like, if they exist, if you even have map markers. They don't tell you how the frickin' Pip-Boy operates. They tell you to open it, but can't tell you what to do. There's nothing explaining any of the stations, so you can walk right by them. Why would you pick something up without being told, if you're being told how to play the game? All of these pieces of information are absolutely crucial to understanding the game concepts, because this is your learning curve. So far, the game has taught me absolutely jack about how to play it. There's still no... I'm still waiting for the navigation. Everyone's like, well, you should have... So, case in point. Let me point here. The way this, somebody pointed out, the way this guy is pointing, I can say the same thing about this orange cone. It's pointing up. Do I follow it? No. So the point here is that unless the game makers told you to follow this guy because he leads you out of here, then now nobody has a valid argument. Press up to hold the emotes menu. Hold to open the social menu. I have no idea. Right now, what is this? What is this? Like, what is this? What is this? It told me to press it to open it, but it doesn't. Press to open the emotes menu. Hold it. See, there it is again. Hold to open social menu. Okay, that's the social menu. That's that. This means nothing. What is this? I have no idea what this wheel is. Alright, that doesn't make any sense. See, if you go watch my first playthrough, I don't even know what the hell this was. I never even picked this. I never even saw this. I don't even know what the hell this is. Open your Pip-Boy and press LB once you're in the wilderness to build or relocate your camp. Okay. Problem with that message is that should not be showing up now. That should show up after you get out. It says, we'll explain this later. If they want you to pick it up, they need to explain this to you now because I'm going to forget that. Nobody's going to remember that. That's a bad place for this design. You don't put a message like that there. Can you open these lockers? I don't know. So another thing here is that if you're watching and walking around, people are like, did you explore? Yeah, I explored. But when you have crap like this going on, really? Alright, so, what the hell just happened? I've been picking stuff up off of tables, and I've been getting on-screen message. Now that I took this off of the table, there's no on-screen message? Really? I have no idea what the hell any of this is. This is absolutely ridiculous. Guess the password. If you're wrong, the likeness number shows you how many letters in the right position match the password. I have no idea what they're even talking about. No clue to what this is. What are they even talking about? There's no instructions for this. This is useless. Somebody's going to ignore that because they're not going to sit in this. I shouldn't have to look up how to do this. If they're going to tell me... Yeah, that message is gone. I don't even know. So I don't even know what that's for. They can't explain that? That's stupid. Now, the only reason I'm going back is because I think I forgot something on one of the stations that was never pointed out. So let's see here. I don't know why this music's playing, but whatever. And to this day, I still have no idea. I still have absolutely no idea if I even have any objectives, because the game makers did not make you aware that you have any objectives, and if you do, where the hell are they? Now, the people that say, well, why didn't you do that? Shut the hell up with that, seriously. What do you mean, why didn't I do anything? Why did I do what? See, case in point, let me explain. This is why you don't follow markers, because I'm at a marker now. If you want to call this a marker, I'm at a marker now, and this doesn't do a damn thing. That just proves my entire point, because there's nothing to do here. Is that all this is spin the globe? Okay. Now, I'm going to point out, people will go out of their minds, well, why didn't you go behind the desk? Why should I have to? The game, if that marker means anything other than spin a globe, the game makers didn't tell you this. Now, this is the issue on exactly what I did was I went out of my way to do whatever I wanted to because people say explore. But when you do explore, the game gets fucked up. So this is a huge problem with the way this game is designed. So far, I haven't learned jack shit on how to play this game at all. Now I have to figure out what the hell's going on with the I don't even know where the hell I went. See, this is going back and forth. If you want to call these map markers or whatever you want to call them, it just goes back and forth. It's been bouncing you back and forth. So the fact is that there's an order in which things must be done in, otherwise it's gonna screw you up. How come you didn't go behind the desk? How come the game didn't tell me I had to? Does it really need to? Yeah, when you're at the beginning of the game, it absolutely does. This is the shit that gamers say that just it's mind-boggling. It's literally mind-boggling the utter stupidity level that gamers actually take to make excuses for how badly games are programmed. This is piss poor. See, so I'm just going to go on here just because. All right, play holotape. Keyword, before the bomb fell. That means this happened afterwards.
So we've got to locate and secure all of the silos, or die trying, hopefully before. But it's been 25 years, and I just don't know what we're going to find out there, or where to start. My directive was to go to the nearest population center and assess the situation. I'll set up a camp on the way once I get my bearings.
Again, there is absolutely no dates connected to this, so that's just something that she sounded like she was 80. She's dead. This is a post-apocalyptic, and these audio tapes mean nothing. This is just an archived audio message about what she was going to do when she did it. So the fact of the matter is, it means absolutely nothing. So how any moronic gamer goes from this tells you what to do without any dates at all is mind-blowing. It's mind-blowing, this sheer utter stupidity level that this means. Because nowhere in here does it say today itself is Reclamation Day. You have no idea when this happened. Therefore, all the audio messages and everything else connected to it mean nothing. They're audio messages about what happened in the past. So again, you woke up, she's gone. You have to assume 25. You've been sleeping for 25 years. That's the only actual valid conclusion you can come to. Everything that you're listening to happened 25 years ago, and everybody that's saying, "Well, I'll be out here," is already long dead. Great. I don't care if you set up a camp. That means nothing to me. Oh, find me. That's for the people who found this audio message 25 years ago. That's not going to do you a damn bit of good now because you're in a post-apocalyptic world. How did game makers get this dumb? And how did gamers become this dumb to even justify defending this crap? How do they not understand that this means nothing? These holotapes, Holotapes and audio message and half of these notes are for something that happened before you were around or while you were sleeping. People are already dead. It's generally pretty easy to maintain order. Yeah, see, this is just explaining stuff that she did, whoever the overseer is. I'm assuming it's a girl or whatever. I don't even know. Okay, this is the overseer. I'm assuming it's the overseer because it says overseer's eyes only, but that doesn't mean the overseer wrote this. This could have friggin' been written from anybody. It doesn't say underneath who wrote it, like dash your name. It just, somebody wrote this and they said this is for the overseer. You don't know where the hell this came from. 6 residents are under disciplinary. I don't care. See, as soon as I read 6 residents are under disciplinary lockdown, that's pointless. I don't care about that. That has nothing to do with me, and I just simply don't care. We set up survival packages. I've advised everyone to run fast and far from 76 as soon as the doors open. See, all right, the door to the vault is not open. That proves this happened way before you even woke up. That proves it. So you have to, again, I love gamers to say common sense. Well, common sense says the doors to the vault, well, I shouldn't say the doors to the vault aren't open. I'm only saying that because I know where the exit is, and I saw it. It was closed. So therefore, the doors, if everybody just left the vault, the doors should still be open. That's the point. So this is called observation, as gamers are, aren't you observant? Aren't you an idiot to not understand that if everybody just left the vault, why the hell was the door shut? Think about it. We have no information about what awaits us. Vault-Tec says we're America's best hope. Vault-Tec was freaking way before that was formed right after the nuclear war. So it's not, this is way past the point, so Vault-Tec doesn't even exist anymore. At least as far as that goes. This video is going to drive everybody out of their mind. I'm literally going to have idiots arguing with me. They're going to totally disregard the fact that the vault was locked, despite trying to say that everybody just left, when the vault door should be open. That just cancels out everything right there. So let's see. We counted down to midnight. When? When was this? There's no dates. I haven't seen everyone cheer like that since Vault Baby #1 was born. What the hell does that even mean? I have no idea. All right. So this is just saying curfew. I don't know. That's pointless. That literally does nothing. All right. So let me see here. Operational procedures, day-to-day, mandatory shutdown. Our studies, because people say, "Oh, didn't you read everything?" Half of the stuff is pointless. There's no reason to read any of this crap. All clear. After the all clear message is received, Vault 76 will shut down inside of 24 hours. Again, no dates. You have no idea when this was written or when this was written for. It's imperative that all residents are focused on the important job of rebuilding America. Okay, I have no idea what this has to do with anything, but that's pointless. Day-to-day duties. Your job as an overseer is to... So now they're telling me I'm the overseer? Or whoever wrote this? So again, this just proves my point that just because this is for the overseer's eyes does not mean this was written by the overseer. That's the point. It says your job as the overseer is to see the overall health and safety of Vault 76. That means somebody else wrote it for the overseer. So anybody saying this is the I don't know. I'm putting together observations because people say you're not observing. I'm very observant about what's going on. But if the game makers are not going to tell me certain things, there's no reason for me to do any of this crap. I don't know what any of that is. Vault 76 parameters. One of the most important projects that Vault-Tec is going to see. Okay, so this again proves my point. Vault-Tec doesn't exist anymore. This is already done and over with years into the future. So they're saying that this is Vault 76. You're already in this. Vault-Tec is long gone. It doesn't say that Vault-Tec still exists. This is just called common sense, putting the storyline together from the information that has been given to me. Vault-Tec report. 25 years after the vault doors close. All right. Therefore, it's closed. When I saw the close, this all happened 25 years ago. This literally just confirmed that everything that I'm reading about and everything that the overseer put was 25 years ago, and the overseer who left to set up camp somewhere is already long dead. So you can't go find anybody. That message for finding whoever that was for people who read it 25 years ago. There is no friggin' way you're going to find her out there. So this is one of these things. Somebody says, well, it says find her. No, that means the person who said that is a complete idiot, because nowhere does it state. It literally states here, this happened, everything that happened, they're already gone, the doors are locked. Like I said, if everybody just left, the doors would have been still open. Oh my God, imagine that. Okay, so absolutely so far, nothing, there's no, they found it more important to give you background information about crap that happened 25 years ago than they are for explaining how to navigate and what to do and instructions on the Pip-Boy and everything else. Seriously? And gamers are okay with this, and this is me being dumb. Okay. Now, this is where an issue happened last time. I have no idea which direction I just came from, which direction I'm gone in, where I've already gone in here. I mean, I can know by visual, but the fact of the matter is, there's no navigation in here. And this is why it took me 25 minutes to get out of the vault the first time, because I have no idea where the hell I'm even supposed to be going, because there's no navigation. People are like, I got out of the vault in 10 minutes. No, you friggin' didn't, because if you did, you got extremely lucky, because there's no navigation in here on where you have to go or how to know where you have to go. That is the key factor here. So the game makers on all ends failed to even give you very basic concepts that allow a player to even be able to do much of anything, never mind how to actually do how to do things. Because the key factor with games is what to do is not how to do it. It doesn't matter whether you tell somebody what to do. If you don't tell them how to do it, it doesn't matter. You really need that? Yeah, actually you do. And because of everything I just explained, that's the reason why. So I'm just going to wander around until I find the damn exit somehow. This is still here for some stupid reason. See, why are they showing me... Again, that proves my point. I've already been to these stations. Why are they telling me to go back there, if that's the case? So, again, that proves my point that people can say those are map markers. That doesn't mean that doesn't mean anything. It means absolutely nothing. There's nobody here. What do you mean? Like I said, that's a robot. That thing just freaking sits around. And so there's no way to know when that message was programmed into the robot. I'm assuming it's everything's 25 years ago. Everything is. So this is really, 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 really bad game design. It's really bad game design. Charisma is your ability to lead and help others. It allows you to share higher point perks and also affects your rewards from group quests and prices when you barter. Choose or exit. I have no idea what this screen is. What's the point to this? It opens up and can't explain to me what I'm supposed to be doing with this? Really? Now, I'm being like this on purpose because it is absolutely ridiculous that a game maker, so far, I expect nothing less, but the point here is that so far the game makers have not told you anything. They're throwing you into screens without a damn bit of explanation, and a player's supposed to be psychic. Any player that went ahead and did something on this screen, as well as the Pip-Boy screen, without an instruction, means you're an idiot. Trying to argue, why didn't you do this or why didn't you do that, is an opinion, and I'm not going to allow those types of comments to be entered into this debate. Why didn't you isn't the question. The question is, there's nothing to do, so why are you? without any form of explanation at all about what the point to this screen is, what purpose it has, what function it has, how it applies to the game, basic information must be given about this. Now, this leads into, you want everything explained to you? No, but a basic explanation for this particular aspect explains all of them, or at least it should. So you only need a basic explanation. So this crap about, you want everything spoon-fed to you? Yeah, you Momo, because there's no way to know what this screen does. If you don't say this one thing and then say, use this one example for the rest of it, then it's badly designed. How does that one thing translate into, you want everything explained to you? No, I want a base example so I can follow it so I can use these screens. This screen means absolutely nothing. It said exit. Okay, so now I exited it and it didn't bring you back to the main game. So now what the hell does exit mean? They don't even know what the hell they're doing. Okay, pick a perk. I have no idea what any of this stuff means. What am I doing with this? That screen literally told me absolutely nothing. So if I'm gonna be brought to that point, and I'm gonna be told this here, if that screen came up, that screen should have been explained, and it's not. And I don't care if a gamer takes it upon themselves to press buttons on the screen. This isn't about that. I don't care about your opinion, and I'm not going to allow those comments to be entered into this debate. It's not going to happen. I will delete the comments, because I'm not going to sit and have a gamer try to use opinion and what they chose to do on their own with what the game developer or game maker is not telling you. That's the issue. This is about, is this game explained? Not, well, did you guess? Even if the screen said, guess what to do here, that at least gives you some form of, well, maybe something does need to be on that screen. So this whole phrase, and the reason I bring that up is because this phrase of gamers use that's fucking asinine, figure it out. Figure it out gives the indication that you have been told to guess what to do. Having a screen open without the phrase on it, guess what to do, what do you mean figure it out? It's not a friggin' math problem. There is nothing, a screen's open, yeah, and? What do you mean, figure it out? There's nothing to do on the screen. There's no, well, the game makers don't even tell you the screen is even interactive. That's a major, so I don't care what gamers took it upon themselves to do. I'm not going to allow them to use that to try to counter what I'm talking about. I'll delete the comments. I'm not going to allow them to stay there. So now we have all this. See, that door's open. Now, it was closed when I first came in here. Therefore, every single thing that I've read and every single thing in here about the Overseer and everything else about going to find, they're dead. That was 25 years ago. You Rip Van Winkled yourself out here, and that's it. In case you don't know, Rip Van Winkle was a guy who fell asleep for about 50 years or 100 years or something. He fell asleep for an abnormally long time and then woke up in the present time and he couldn't figure out what the hell was going on. That's Rip Van Winkle. So this is what this is. This is Rip Van Winkle. So there's nothing connecting at all. So far, I have no idea about anything. See, here's the thing. People say, don't you pay attention to your surroundings? Yeah. When something draws my attention to it. So now I'm going to go in. I'm going to go out here. Now I'm going to go into this part of the game. And that sounds weird. I'm going into this game out while I'm outside. That's kind of like weird. But, once I get outside, let's see what this thing has to offer. Because right now, there is nothing at all what to do. I didn't even know I completed Reclamation. I didn't even know that was a quest. How was that even a quest? Okay, so that says first contact. Quest started first contact. Quest is impossible. Impossible. You can't do this because there's no navigation. You can't even begin to guess where they are. The only way you would actually ever be able to complete this is if you accidentally found it wandering around. There is literally no possible way without navigation, which should have been explained inside the vault, that you can find any objective in this game. It's impossible. Gamers like, well, you know, again, I revert back to the map markers. The game makers have not told you there are even map markers in this game. Trying to use your opinion about what and somebody thinks is a map marker is irrelevant. That's not a valid counter to this. The game makers themselves told you very basic things that didn't explain the basics. They failed to explain how this game even operates. So now a player is out here with no information. Now I understand that the need for exploring is fine, but there's no way to know where any quests are at all. Yeah, it said the quest was started, but the fact of the matter is the HUD has not even been explained. For example, the HP down in the left bottom corner of the screen, not explained, don't know what that is. AP in the bottom right corner of the screen, not explained, don't know what that is. I'm guessing that the middle thing is a compass, but that's not even explained, so I'm guessing. So, until these bottom things are explained, I don't even know if they're important. So, for a bunch of things that are supposed to be important, the game failed on all ends to explain the most crucial need-to-know basic details about how to actually play. Now the player has absolutely no learning curve. Yeah, great. I open this up. Waiting. There's nothing to do. This does nothing. Why were you given a Pip-Boy? And so, like I said, to recap on that, when you picked it up and they told you to open it, there's nothing telling you what it is. Why? You can't tell a player to pick something up and to do something with it, get to a screen, and then leave them with no information. You continue following through with the information, otherwise you shouldn't have told them to open it in the first place. And this is something that gamers fail on all ends to understand. Oh, I played Fallout. I don't care. Did it tell you what to do here? No. Oh, it's common sense. That's an opinion. I'm not going to allow that in here. Did the game makers tell you this? No, they didn't. So now you just walk around and hope. You can I guess find the Overseer? I don't know. You're not going to be able to find this at all without any navigation. It's not possible. And there is no navigation in this. People are like, oh, there's navigation. No, there isn't. Where were you shown in the vault navigation? You weren't. So anybody that wants to argue this, I'm going to revert them back here and say, where's the navigation? If they'll say, well, this. No. Show me where the game makers told you about the navigation. That's the issue. That's the question. Not what you feel like doing, not what you guessed, not what you took it upon yourself to implement into the game or try to say. That's your opinion, and I'm not going to allow those comments into this debate. This is about, you need to show me, if you're going to say the game is navigation, then you need to show me the message on the screen where the game makers themselves explained about navigation. If not, then you have no valid argument. I'm not following this? No, you're not. I'll argue that point because I don't care what somebody chooses to do. This is about what did the game makers tell you to do when they're telling you to play the game. Eat to prevent starvation. Open your Pip-Boy and go to aid food. What? Go to aid food. Your hunger meter drains over time and becomes red when you are famished. Great. See, I don't know what the hell that is. Somebody shooting? I have no idea what this is. So now, if somebody's shooting at me, how do I defend myself? Combat was never gone over. I never told I was never... How do you defend yourself? What are you supposed to do? Like, seriously, what are you supposed to do with this? I guess I gotta run away from them? There's another one up there, I guess? I don't understand this. I guess I'm supposed to run? So, and now, this is another thing. At that point, the game makers need to go over combat. How to equip weapons if you have any, how to know where they are. This game doesn't even have an inventory system. I don't care what people say, this game has no inventory system. At all. Somebody's like, did you open your Pip-Boy? Yeah, I opened it. And? It does nothing. I opened the Pip-Boy. Yes, I did, because the game told me to. The game did not tell me the Pip-Boy even has a use. And yeah, the game does need to tell you the Pip-Boy has a use, and it needs to go over at least one example, if it can be used, how to use it. Other than that, if you don't, then it doesn't matter what anybody guesses to do, or if they've played another Fallout game. I don't care about that. I'm not going to allow opinion to be used to try to counter arguments that they can't use to counter arguments. I'll just, like I said, I'll delete the comments. I'm not going to tolerate utter sheer stupidity from gamers that don't get certain concepts about why something needs to be explained. Oh, you're dumb. Then I'm dumb. So you can't blame a player for not knowing what to do when the game makers are the ones that are responsible for telling you that, and when they don't, that's it. So no, I'm not going to press buttons on a screen when I'm being told to open it. If I get a message to open it, then I get a message on what to do once it's open, why I'm opening it, things like that. So, I'm going to basically end this stream for this point right now. And that's basically all I wanted to do, was make an in-depth video on how like badly programmed this game really is, and the utter sheer stupidity level of gamers that actually try to, you know, say anything or do anything without anything. Gamers that friggin' say stuff have nothing to back up what they're saying from the game makers at all. They have nothing whatsoever to back that up. And so gamers seem to think that they don't need statements backing them up. Well, unless you have something backed up from the game makers themselves saying what you're saying, then what you're saying is complete crap. It's an opinion and has no validity on this. Saying what to do after you know how to do it doesn't apply here, because you don't have that information here and you were never given it by the game makers. So again, gamers are talking without having a clue to what in the world they're talking about. Well, nobody else had a problem. Problem with what? There is no problem here. Well, we figured it out. Figured what out? You weren't told to even do anything. What do you mean figure it out? That statement is absolutely ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. So this game, I'm going to post this video on the Bethesda forum, and then they need to patch in a fully detailed basic tutorial inside the vault where everything actually matters. Don't tell somebody to open a screen without explaining after it, and once somebody opens it, not explain anything about why you had them open it, or at least give one example to do things. Don't throw up don't put screens on this. Don't have screens opened like the Charisma and then not explain anything about it. Don't tell somebody to open something and then not use it. Don't tell somebody messages that they're going to forget about long after the fact, because they're so concentrated on the rest of it, they're going to forget what you already told them. Don't put up messages that you're not ready to explain. Once I got out here, so for example, the camp thing. Once, I don't even really remember what it said. I have to go back and watch the video, or at least go back through this to find out what the hell that said again, because I forget what it said. Because once you're out here, that message should now pop up. The game should stop and literally force the player to go through the motions of what they're talking about so they know what the hell is going on. That's what needs to be done. So they need to give a base example for one simple for a basic screen, which gives the understanding on how the screens operate. They need to put navigation in. They need to explain how to navigate, so that way when you get out here, you can find the Overseer, or whatever the hell it is. Because without that information, it's impossible to do. You're dealing with a game that is so friggin' vast that without navigational, simple concepts or navigational instructions, you screw the player. Now, again, players are going to argue with me because they've either been beta testing this, which they had information directly from the developer in the game while they were testing it, which doesn't apply here. I don't have a developer that I can ask on how to do this. So the fact of the matter is, those people that are saying, well, you know, it's easy and everything else, are trying to apply knowledge to a player that doesn't have the knowledge and was never given it, and then trying to say the player's dumb for not knowing it, and totally ignoring the fact that the game developer tells you parts of messages and then leaves the player hanging without it and doesn't follow through with the remainder of the information. And then you're dealing with this. I have no idea what the hell this is at all. I have no idea what it is. I have no idea why it's on the screen or why they have me open it. Don't have me open a screen if you're not going to explain it. Don't even make me aware of the screen. Only make me aware of the screen when I have to use it or do something with it, so that way the player gets the understanding about what's going on. This is really piss poorly designed. It doesn't explain a damn thing on how to play this at the very beginning. It gives you vague pieces of information that you can't even use to be helpful with you to teach you how to learn this. There is no learning curve in this at all. At all. Now, I'm for the record, before I end this, I'm not going to allow... I'm allowing comments out of this, which is something I normally don't do. But anybody that tries to say it's common sense, look at this, look at that, I'm going to delete. I'm not even going to allow those comments to be in here, because what they're trying to do is override what the game maker says with what they're doing. What a player does has absolutely no relevance to what the game maker tells you. Did the game maker tell you or not? If not, it doesn't matter what a player says or takes it upon themselves to do. So again, I'm just not going to allow those types of comments to be brought into this. I will delete it. And complaining I'm deleting your comments will just get your comments deleted. So, that being said, this is all there is to it. Steel Gamer signing off. Have a good day or night wherever you guys are.